going on? It's Brian Reynolds back with another video. Of course, this is going to be that part 4 now of the go-kart. I am doing another rendition of it again. As you can see, I've got a lot of work done. I got the suspension off the front, the cradle, wherever I put it over here. This cradle I built, I knocked off all the tabs so I can reuse them here. But as you can see, I chopped this piece off so I can just move the suspension to this area right here. As you can see, I did start welding. I just have this tab on here just tacked on because I'm gonna tack on the other tab, and I'm gonna just make sure that this lines up good. As you can see, the suspension is actually gonna start underneath this time, just to give a little more room, because the pedals are essentially going to be mounted like right here at the end, and your legs will go over the suspension, and I'm hoping that there's not interference between your legs and the suspension. But there's only one way to find out, is to build it. Right, so we have the first brackets in place. The suspension will sit roughly here, and of course that is why I am working on trying to figure out where the springs will be. I will actually, this is just like small tacked on, because I may have to higher or lower these depending on where the springs sit. I'm gonna work on getting these brackets on for this side, get this suspension back up in place. Once I get it back up in place, I'll see the situation with the springs, see if they're going to interfere with the bottom or the top A-arm, and to see if they will sit right. And once I get that situated, it'll be time to figure out the pedal situation. Right, so I have my little suspension tree all nice and welded up. Of course, I took the shocks out just because I don't want to expose it to the heat. I lost the back cover to my steering rack. But as soon as I find my sunglasses for safety, I will be grinding down the little lumps right here, because I will be using these little, they came off of an exhaust clamp, but I will be using these again as a spacer. And of course I want a flat spot to be on, but I kind of need the spacer because the steering rack's going to kind of sit right here, which makes it that I need it to not be where it is. That's just where it is. So the knuckle at this part doesn't extend back enough. With the angle, it ends up hitting this lower bracket. So of course I'm just going to weld on and bolt on this piece, and that's going to hook onto this. And I will have the tie rods connected, and everything should be ready to put the wheels on, put the suspension on, and it should be a rolling chassis. And then of course it's pedal time. See, I welded out everything, getting ready to put the wheels on. It is getting kind of dark, so I'm gonna just get the wheels on. It actually will roll now. Did not get to the steering, did not get to the pedals. That will just be picked up another day. As of now, I just wanted to make sure that I can actually have it a roller, so I'm not sticking this thing on the ground in the shed. So I went ahead and tack welded on this makeshift bracket to hold the steering rack in place. Of course, I haven't tightened these adjustments yet. I'm going to get everything in place. And as you can see, I am kind of missing a solid steering shaft, but I don't want the steering wheel to be absurdly high. It already looks a little weird because it is a little higher than ideal. But as you can see, I need to cut out about an inch. I'm gonna actually figure it out exactly, but this is where the steering wheel will be for now, and I'm gonna go ahead and figure out this distance, chop off the little excess. After I chop off the little excess, I will just weld these two together as straight as possible, and I will have my steering shaft back in one piece, but the right length. Right, so I do have the steering shaft in place now. As you can see, it does work. Now I am going to start on the pedal assembly, get the pedal assembly tacked in. Once I have everything kind of mocked up, I will test to make sure everything kind of works. Once I do that, I will go ahead and finish welding out so everything is structural, and we should be good to go. Alright, so as you can see, I did weld a little bit of this out just so it's a little more sturdy. And I started on the brake pedal. Currently have this little lever going because I can't have this sitting behind here. But as you can see, the brake does work. I am currently working on the gas pedal. Where we go? I have this little bracket that I'm gonna use just to extend and be able to reach this, because unfortunately I don't have a good mounting spot for the throttle little cable, but I will get that mounted on there, and then it will officially be time to test to make sure that the gas pedal actually does hit the gas correctly. And maybe, depending on the weather, right now it's starting to rain a little bit, but I may take it out just for a little test drive. I do need to find a nut to replace this before I take it for a test drive, so I'll probably have to do another run to good old Harbor Freight. So I do have all the things in place right now. It is time to go ahead and take the stand off, remove everything from underneath the go-kart, go ahead and get the go-kart on the ground. Once I got the go-kart on the ground, I will crank it up and I will actually give it a test drive. I will not be going fast. I will actually need to go get a bolt first. I forgot about that. So I actually think I'm gonna go quickly run get a bolt, and then after I get the bolt, I will be good to go and test. So funny enough, the last clip I said I'm gonna go get this bolt. Well, I couldn't find this bolt anywhere. I went to Home Depot, Harbor Freight, like Tractor Supply, everywhere. They did not have this bolt at all, or this nut. So I actually found it over there, and that was like last weekend. This is about like 2 weeks ago from the last clip. As you can see, there's a difference in the steering from the last clip, because I actually forgot to film last week, and I decided I'm just gonna switch everything, because why not? So now the steering rack is in the front, so that means I had to run this extension piece right here to here. I kind of just made a joint, welded some stuff together, put them on here, got this funky looking thing guarding, making sure this doesn't wobble back and forth, and boom, there's a steering wheel. As you can see, it does work. It's fine. It does make clunk noises because of course these joints are at sharp angles. I had to shave off a little bit right there, but right now this looks good. I may have to shave these a little shorter because this might hit with the actual travel of the suspension. Kind of got to figure out a cap for this, but I'm not too worried about it at the moment. I did notice this ripped, but yeah, I'm about to put on the helmet and actually test drive this, see how it is. Alrighty, so I had it warming up a little bit. We should be kind of good to go. Test drive the new and quote-unquote improved. We'll see if it's actually improved. So I'm just going to take it for a small little putt-putt, kind of see how it's going. And yeah, then I probably will put it up for a little while. It's Christmas in 2 days, so you know, I'll probably just get this video posted and just let it be. Okay, so we can turn right, we can turn left. Okay, Definitely not very tight turns, but it's definitely got some get-go though. Okay. I definitely will need to replace these wheels. I'm planning on getting those the same as the back, so I'm planning on getting bigger, beefier ones that hopefully will bolt onto the knuckles that came with, or the hubs that came with the actual knuckles. It'll probably end up being a lot better, but as of now, I mean, it's just gonna stay like this for other than the wheels, because, you know, I'm just gonna try to enjoy it. I'll probably end up welding out a couple more things, get a couple braces right here just so you don't hit your ankles, but other than that, like, this is basically gonna be it. And I mean, it goes. And as you can see, the back tires actually lock up. You gotta really just hit the brakes though. So that's something that I'm gonna probably work on too, is just to make sure that the engagement on the brake is a lot better. But yeah, it goes. Ooh, look, it's got good turning radius. I can even turn around in my yard. All right, the final. Ooh, will it be able to make it? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, the wheel just broke. Well, I guess it's a good time to put it up, huh?